Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Don't be afraid to turn on camera. It's only two of us. Excellent. Yeah, I'm almost here. Maybe before we start introducing ourselves, I would like to acknowledge our traditional owners. QUT acknowledges our Turrbal and Yagua our owners of this land. They are the first nation owners where QUT now stands. We pay respect to their elders, their customs and creation spirits. We recognize that these lands have always been places for teaching, research and learning. QUT acknowledges the important role Aboriginal and Torres Islanders people play for our QUT community. And here we can now start the review. Thank you very much for coming to this session for introduction to coding. I hope everyone will get out something from this meeting, and we all will have fun seeing each other and having a small chat and supporting each other here too. Thank you for coming, and I would like to quickly introduce yourself and tell me just a quickly background of your research. When I looked at our student cafe, I was very impressed with many different type of research we have here. We have researchers working with animals, researchers working in labs, creative industry. It's just such a great group of wonderful researchers. So who would like to start first? Don't be afraid. Karen is smiling, maybe Karen.
Okay, I'll go first. So I'm the animal researcher. So my name is Karen. I'm down in Melbourne, and I'm looking at ways that we can create a more sustainable horse industry. So I'm looking at horse welfare and rider safety. So that's what I'm researching.
Excellent. Who is next? Paul, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, Paul.
I'm at QUT and I'm looking at hybridization in invasive carp species to try and see where they've come from and who's related to who. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Sarah? Hi, Sarah.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, very well.
Yeah. I'm Sarah. I'm up in Townsville at JCU. Sorry if it's a bit noisy. We've got construction going on. I work in the molecular and cell biology department, and I'm looking at connective tissue disorder pathogenesis. So basically how the disease comes about.
Excellent. Very interesting. Collins? Do we have Collins here? Okay, so maybe Sati, JCU as well?
Okay.
No, it's the University of Sunshine Coast.
I'm from CQ University. I'm looking at successful aging in urban and rural Javanese older adult. Yeah, in Indonesia. Thank you.
Very nice. David?
Hello, I'm QUT and I'm doing a research project that's a joint project between QUT and Queensland Museum, looking at 3D scanning the collection items and then delivering them using digital technologies to researchers and the public and students. And there's 1.7 million items in the state collection, and there's 14 million items in the research collection, so there's plenty to be doing. And I'm really keen to just get a better handle around the back end of HTML and web authoring, because I know that is a form of technology that's really applicable to the work that we're doing.
Fantastic, David. That's very impressive. So good luck with your project.
Thank you.
And welcome to Basha, who doesn't have any mic today or camera, and she's from optometry and visual science. And she has just submitted her PhD thesis. So not long for her. And it's for about diurnal and longitudinal changes in retinal blood vessels. So sounds very complex for me, but welcome, Basha. I hope you enjoy the course. And Gregory, just a few more we have here. Gregory. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit noisy. So welcome, you're on a ferry, and welcome. I hope we can help you with your research in the future as well. Katie?
Hello, I'm Katie. I'm at the University of the Sunshine Coast, and I am in the Business and Creative Industry School. So I am looking at a new concept of joyful leadership and how leaders' positive emotions affect their employees' well-being, engagement, and also the performance of organisations. So yeah, looking forward to chatting to everyone.
Excellent. And I have Turgut as well. Did I say it correctly?
Yeah, you said perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Turgut. I'm a traffic and transport engineer with a consultancy background over 10 years. I'm running on my own PhD project, which is funded by Queensland government on behalf of Metro South Hospitals. And I'm focusing on the utilization of crowdsourced data for risk management in terms of road safety under the unexpected events, including flooding. And the reason why I joined this course, because I would like to visualize my outcome as a data dashboard using HTML and CSS sort of things. Yep, thank you.
Excellent. I hope you will learn a lot and you can apply it. Elena.
Hi, my name is Elena O'Hara, and I am at the James Cook University in Cairns. My PhD is in sociology in education, and I'm trying to explore the use of picture books as pedagogical resources in New Caledonian primary schools, and the way they influence their identity construction and their understanding of diversity.
Beautiful. And the picture behind you, is it Cairns or Townsville?
It's Cairns, yes,
Cairns.
it is.
Yeah, I think I was there for the basketball state championship. Okay, and is the last person Colleen, sorry, and Caroline? Who wants to speak first?
Caroline, yes.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I'm Caroline. I'm at the Digital Media Research Centre at QUT doing an MPhil. I'm researching misinformation about climate change and how it's spread on social media.
Amazing, very close topic to me. So good luck. I hope to read your thesis one day.
Thank you.
And I will try Collins last time. Collins?
Sorry. So my name is Collins Adu, and I'm with Division of Public Health and Tropical Medicine, a PhD student, and I'm into policy and prevention of violence against women. And my PhD thesis is on the scale and impact of sexual violence and intervention to address sexual violence in tertiary education institutions. Thanks.
Very important topic. And the last person who joined us with name iPhone. I don't know, would you like to introduce yourself? You just joined us and your name is iPhone. If not, that's all right.
Oh, sorry, I'm joining you from my phone. Yeah, because I couldn't join you from my laptop. Yeah, my name is David Chinofunga. I'm from JCU. I'm finishing my PhD in mathematics education.
Excellent. Hope you have fun. All right, so I want to show you a few things. I got only a few questions, but looking at the discussions, I think I found few sections I would like to discuss today, because this module is so different and it's hard to discuss and debating during this meeting. But I thought I can show you a few things which might help you with your week activities. And I know that we have so many things to do and it takes time. And sometimes you have to look 3 times at your code if something doesn't work. And only one small comma can change everything. But I hope I can show you a few just the basic things which might make the things much easier. So let's share. Can you see my screen? Okay, so the question was about how we can make our image nicely display in a circle if I'm using the picture, which is not actually a square, but it's a rectangle. So, for example, this image, if it's me on my research profile. And we can easily do it again with using CSS style. So pretty much if here's my image. If we surround our image with a div with a particular class, we can play with the style. We use the class, let's say, image, and it allowed me to use that div here to define how we want to clearly make this rounded image with not a square picture. So we used inline block, also position relative, and also we define the width and the height of our picture. So let's slowly analyze it. So because we cut the size of this picture to 200 pixels, it allowed us to create a square image. Then we said that we want to overflow hide. We want to hide this part, which is not a part of our square size. And then next step, we added border radius 50% because that will allow us to have this nice circle picture. But also we want to make sure that the size, the margin of this picture, of this view, won't be here that I can see only one hand of myself, but I want to have my image nicely display in a inside, centered inside. So why did we use -50? So pretty much in this case, our image was 200 pixels, which 25% of that is about 50 pixels. So we moved it exactly for that 1/4 to have it centered. That's why it is -50 pixels. So I just want to explain you that calculation, and minus it allowed us to move and hide this left side of the picture and center the image. So here is just again coming back to the description of the small elements. And there was another thing I want to mention. When we used inline style with using the style inside HTML file, we add the style tag. But if you go to your CSS file, which you link externally with your document, don't use tag style because that tag is only used for the HTML language. I had few students contacting me about it, that when they send me the file, CSS file, I could see that tag style still there. That's why they couldn't read the new style sheet, because HTML was confused and couldn't read the content. So I hope it sounds familiar. So let's go to next section. I also got question about the funny coding here. So this mechanism allows us to validate input we want. We want to make sure that our users will put correct email address, but it won't be containing error that they will forget to put the language after dot, or they will not use email sign, the monkey. So stuff, important validation was included in our form. So let's analyze it. Why did we actually use it? So I'll just show you on the next one. So here is the very short explanation, which I hope it will help you to understand. So that AZ, we want to make sure that we are using pretty much alphabet elements and also numbers, because quite often there will be, let's say, email Mary123, or quite often people will use the first name and the date of birth, which is very not safe, but that's what they are using quite often in the email addresses, private email addresses. So that section here allows us to use numbers and letters together, plus additional sign, like sometimes people will use _McDonald, let's say. So that signs allows us to also include it, and any additional signs. Here, of course, we match the character of our email, which has to be included. Also, let's say here this section allows us to use alphabetical, alphabet letters, which, for example, it will be Yahoo, Gmail, any additional email domain. Then this sign allows us to use, of course, the dot. And then we again have define, but we want to use just only two symbols out of this section. So let's say .au, at least two. So can be more, can be .com, but not less than 2, which it is an international standard for email. So this is just a short explanation of validating your email. And you don't have to remember this, but it's better to know why we use it. So any questions about this section? Does it make sense why we used that in that format? The other question I received was about text area, how we can be sure that our users will actually leave the message. So we apply similar pattern to which we use in our name label. We just add required here. So let's have a look. So we just do required statement, and then each time we try to submit the form without entering text in our text area, we will receive this automated statement generated by our browser automatically. So it will look a little bit different in different browsers, but text is the same. Please fill out this field. So it is set up by default by our browser, which is respond to this required element. So this is pretty much additional information about that form. Also, when you start in this week, we will do more about our navigation. We will try to make it more responsive. And here is just additional advice, but we want to make sure that it is displayed on the left, and how we can center it. Also how we want to get rid of any decoration, any list form. So with CSS styles, there's so many different ways we can do display. This morning I sent you the video where describe how we can play with positioning, just to give you more information to that week 2. And also I added a small part about that navigation part as well, and positioning inline or blog how we can play with it. So it looks very complicated, but when you go with step by step through your activities, it starts making things look better when you finish your steps and see it displayed online. So let's go to next information I want to show you. Here is a little bit more about how we can play with our images, how we can display them in different format. Like we talked about using the circle image. We can also make only our borders actually only slightly rounded. Be free in your style. Don't use exactly what we ask you to do. First step, follow advices, but then after that, try to be creative, try to make changes. In that email today, I send also some suggestions. You can have a look and apply different style, different tricks. So here is just how we can make our image center. If we make our margin left and right auto, automatically image stays in a center, because on both sides it's has the same configuration. Also, we can play with the size of an image, make it only 50 because we don't want to overload our website. And so here's just a few suggestions. Here, I want to show you also another idea how you can actually display your beautiful website using the image you have. It doesn't have to be your face. It can be, for example, your research or beautiful Cannes background, which we can see at Elena's picture. And then if your research project is in Cannes, for example, and here you can use the title of your page, your name, and then in the video this morning, I discussed two different positioning, relative and absolute. So here we can see that our container, which is our picture, our container, which is our text, is relative to our absolute picture. We don't want to move the picture at all. That's why we define it. We define our padding, all the elements, and then I will just show you this here. I will show you how we can move it around live. So I'll just change my share to a different share to show you how beautifully it can be displayed on your mobile phone as well. So I will stop sharing and change the share to different section. So you should be able to see this. And here, as you can see, because we define our image as absolute, it just stays always in the same position. But the text relatively is making staying in a similar position, but is changing the view. It depends on the display of our tool. Can you see it? Yeah. So, all right, and there's another thing I want to show you. Oh yes, so here we discuss circle images, how they can be changed. And for example, as I mentioned, you can play with the size of your borders as well. And automatically it can be changed to different design as well. Here, this is example. If we change actually the picture size, let's say that's what I mentioned, using a different size of the picture. Here we are playing with that different display as well. But then applying the design we mentioned earlier will bring things back to that design. So let's come back to a quick presentation. You are. I also received a question about the table. There was one student who had a little problem understanding the idea. So I just want to very quickly give you very quick run through the definitions. So all tables are designed the same way. We have the opening tag and closing tag, which we use within our HTML. And then TR stands for a row. So we have all our rows here displayed, but TH will be definition of our header. So let's say the title of your each column. So that definitions are important because then we use them to play with our style, with our CSS style. So here we can define that only columns text will be text align left, or we can say that we want titles of the columns align centered, so they will have nice middle of the column center. So we can define all elements together, or we can spread them out and make our, let's say, column titles bolded as well. So this is why it's important to remember each element and just to play again with the style in CSS. And again, why not going to the same style we already learned with pictures, and this define rounded corners for our borders. We can define the collapsible borders as well, and also add a small padding so the text is nicely displayed, doesn't touch borders. So here's a few tips we can add to our tables. And that's it for me. I'll stop sharing here, and maybe we can go around the table and you can tell me if you have any questions, or if you want to share your experience. What did you find the most difficult? If not, I have more ideas to share.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
I still haven't finished last week's because I did the last part, the last exercise, and I still not sure what I'm supposed to expect to change. Because when I did it, the whole page became white. And I lost all the colors, so I went back, I erased everything. I didn't know what I did wrong, so I tried to do it again, but when I do it again, I don't see any change. So in the last exercise, I think it was a float or something like that, and it says that we were supposed to see the navigation should be fixed to the top of the page as you scroll, but it didn't. I don't know. Am I doing it wrong? Am I putting it in the wrong place? But at the end, I didn't finish that part because I have no idea. Yes.
And Elena, would you like me to help you? Would you like to share your HTML file? You can email it to me if you wish, and then I will scan for you and check what's incorrect.
Oh, okay.
We can share it now if you wish, or we can just do it later.
Okay, just let me open it. But I erased the whole thing up until the moment that I say that it looked good. So you mean the file with all the things, right?
Yes, we can share it now, or you can email to me.
Let me just.
Is easier for you. And there's also another thing here in a CS Visual Studio Code. In your edit section, you have the option undo, and you can easily come back to where you were.
Okay, so let me just see and check. It should be the last part, right? I think it was according to this, it says top navigation a selector. So this is the style CSS file.
Yes.
So let me see.
Can you see at the bottom there's like a line? Could you scroll it to the left so we can see the full?
Hold on. This is the index. Let me just put the style. Okay. So I got up until here, and when I try to do that part, I don't see any change. was I supposed to just do it at the end of here, or am I supposed to do it somewhere else? So that last part that you asked us to put, I think it was margin.
In navigation, yeah.
Yes, yes. So am I supposed to do it at the end of this part?
You add each style, you add to the next part of your style.
Mhm.
You should just enter a next one. I'm just looking. So where is your top navigation? So you will add your top navigation after that, yes?
Yeah, I did after that, but
yeah,
I just went back because every time, or the first time, it just went completely white. That
okay.
when I open it, it went all the colors that in the box and everything that I already put became white.
So I think maybe you set background color white to everything, to your body. It's just check which syntax you used.
I don't have it here. So maybe I should email to you.
Yes, please
better?
email
Yes.
me. If you still have your previous work, will be great. If not, I will help you look. And if you can send me both files, your index and style. So going to your folder, you can just attach them to your email from your main folder, not from your Vision Studio. It's just from your folder.
You mean from my portfolio folder?
That's right, not Vision Studio Code, but from the, because then you can attach it.
I will do that. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck. And so anyone else is having some issues with that section? Did you find CSS more complex than HTML? The problem with CSS style is that there is so many different ways you can present the same thing that it's very hard to remember everything. So don't feel discouraged. The most important is to follow steps and the main rules. And then you can find so many examples and apply new things based on what you are searching. So with coding, how you develop your skills is to keep searching for other ideas and joining blogs and then applying them to your work and see if you like that style and keep changing them. In this video today, I send you also, I try to help you and prepare for use of media, how we can change the size of display, which we will use this week for displaying our top navigation and changing display of a menu on our phones. So be patient with this segment as well. It will help if you finish your CSS style and then go to this next sector. And how do you find communication and the discussion? This week, I ask you to start actually engaging with presenting what you have done for your style. So when you finish, please share it on our Padlet. It's just at the beginning of week 3. And why we do it is because this is a display of current work and you find some ideas and try to apply it to your work. We have few students who really admire simple style, very aesthetic style of the page, and it's great. Other students prefer to work with some pastel colors, and it's also good. So there's no bad design. Everyone has different style, but it's good that you are exposed to seeing the same design done by other students with different style. So please make sure you upload your work because you're helping others as well. And do you have any other questions?
So do you just want us to share like a screenshot of what we've done?
Yes.
Yep.
When you go to the week 3, you can see few displays there as well. Let me just check. It was just on the top, just to show your style. So Caroline already shared her nice page. Georgia told us that she likes playing with different fonts. So in the Padlet, when you post your display, you can attach the picture on the top. Just to show us how you design it, how you wish to do it. And that anyone had a problem with actually working within Visual Studio Code? Did you find it all right, or is anyone else using different applications?
Well, I never used any application before, but I found it not so difficult. I have never done this before, but I found it more or less not easy, but not difficult. Yes.
User friendly.
Yes, yes. Of course, the beginning I had to Google a few things because
Yeah.
my eyes are not very good, so it was a very small.
Yes.
Yeah, so I spent the first week trying to see what it was because I didn't know how to make the font bigger, but it's just minor, nothing important. Yeah.
I'm just looking at if there is actually an option for the bigger font. You're right. You can zoom out when you go to the view section, appearance, but you can zoom in and zoom out. So view, appearance, and then go to zoom in section.
Yeah. Well, in the settings, I found how to make it bigger. So now they are quite big.
Very good.
Yes.
So that's the way. Excellent. Any other questions?
Ola, I'm still
Yes.
unsure of how to put I've got a question on that Padlet about my heading having too much space between that and the photograph, and I can't.
Yes.
There's no padding that is in my style sheet.
So when you go to your header, can you look at your style sheet for the header section, because that H1 is a part of a header.
Yes. Okay.
It's not defined, just header by itself, because sometimes we define different element.
Yeah. I don't know if I've even got the header defined in my style sheet.
Let's have a
No,
look.
I've only got the colors and the font factor and the font families for each of the headings, H1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I've got the top navs in the style sheet. And then there's H1, I've just said no padding at the bottom, no margin. And that's unless it's actually in the HTML, but I don't think I've done that either.
Can you see your main section? Do you have in your CSS style main section also described?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly.
And there should be a header under. Do you have?
I've got that there. It says 100 pixels, so that's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe play with that here. Check if you see the difference.
Okay, that's where you mean. All right. So
because
if I
that
have
section defines our H1 title as well. When you look at the index itself, HTML file, header has navigation, but plus also H1, that your name. That's what we did.
So I've just got the header top margin. I don't have anything
No
else.
design?
No padding.
Margin top, do you have 20 or 50 pixels there?
I have 50, yeah. Now, shall I add padding 0? Is there a
You could try padding 0, but it shouldn't be defined padding by here, as I can see. Please send me your code as well, and I will see, because what we could also play with is positioning, and maybe we could define both elements closer to each other using positioning.
Sure.
So I'm happy to give you some suggestion, Caroline, if you.
Okay, thank you. I'll email those through to you.
Mm. So
Yeah.
you are first to share your picture.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be the final picture, but it's a picture anyway.
Oh yeah, I picture is good. And it's very nice to use the pastel color on the top.
Yeah, I went to Coolers and
Mhm.
played around with some different sort of combinations of
Colors.
colours.
Mhm. Very good. Very good. You can even share the pages you went through with other students, and maybe they will find.
Oh yeah, I'll put that website in the comments. It's really fun to use. It also gives you a palette, and it gives you code to copy for the palette, but I didn't know where to put that code. Once I've got it, does that go in the HTML or in the style sheet, or?
Well, you can use it in a style sheet CSS as the color where you use this color, but you just, instead of describing the name, you can also use that description numbers or letters. It depends which one you will get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just share that. I think it's, I can't remember now how to spell it. Oh, it's .co, that's why. Okay.
So when you play around with your style, as Caroline did, don't be afraid of using different methods, because this is that's time when you can play around, you can style and go crazy, and then in the future, then you will start being very aesthetic and think about interaction with users. Right now, you're trying to learn design and learn how to use all the style elements together with HTML. Excellent. So we have a page. Yeah, excellent. And here you have also different templates for which might give you some ideas as well, how you can design your header as well. So play with it. So I will, even students who are not here and will just watch this recording, I encourage you to share your codes with me if you need any advice, or if you want to implement something different. Also, you can post in our Padlet any ideas if you have some new things you want to implement. Like I saw this nice comment by a student who's thinking about using implementing the button, which I think it would be nice if you can use the fixed position for it, where user can always come back to the top of the page. It would be very good. Quite often we use this function for help if someone needs help or contact. Like for example, in our Blackboard, you can always see this question mark on the left whenever you scroll down or not through the page. That question mark called support is always there. So similar thing, we can use this method to come back to top or contact me, or we can even put a link to our different form here. So if you have any ideas, you are curious, just send me also a request through the Padlet or email me. And if there are no more questions, I'm happy to let you go earlier, but let me know if there is any question mark. Yes, very good.
If you have a second, I'm not sure if I'm able to ask a question from the week one, but I just
you are.
I just got close here that I'm sharing here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you should be able to see my screen now.
Yeah, I can see it very well. Yes.
Yep. So under the contract, under the contact section, that I'm putting my lab contact URL here, but when I'm refreshing that, I will show you like this. Yeah, it doesn't pop up here. I don't know what's wrong here around this session.
or it's completely gone. This is what happens each time.
Oh, yeah. This is what happens this time. Yeah.
So we haven't published our pages yet, but when you refresh, you should be able to see it. Can you open your Explorer again for us?
My Explorer.
Sorry,
Yeah,
the
it's here.
browser.
Yeah. So it doesn't pop up here. But I believe it should have pop up here according to the
We can
PDF
only see
document.
the empty desktop. This is what you see too?
Let me stop sharing.
Mm.
Oh, I believe it should be my fault here. What can you see now?
Empty desktop with the University of QT real world. Maybe it's on the other screen. Oh, here we are. Now we can see it.
All right. So this is my browser, and this is the
So are you able to refresh just on the top of it? Yeah, just left here. There.
Yeah. So this guy doesn't pop up, but my visual code is here too. I think you should be able to see it now. My Visual Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, under the contact session, this guy should have pop up, I believe, but it doesn't happen. I don't know why.
So you have a contact section. LinkedIn, and you closed it. And it's the part of your contact section.
Yeah.
And page is all right. And have you saved this as well? That page is saved, yes?
Oh yeah. I'm just refreshing and it should pop up here. Is that right?
And it was saved inside the Vision?
Yeah, it was.
Can I suggest something between? You see here, right now you put you forgot to put the word which we want to click on. So between just behind blank and before you close your eye, can you put contact there? Just one more step.
Yeah.
There. Write down contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then save it, and let's see if because you see?
Oh, okay.
What you were missing is that link.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So instead of contact, you could even say, check my website or anything like that.
Okay.
Because what you use in a contact is just H2. This is like a title for you, but you forgot to include actually the text between your link and closing tag. Okay. Check out my website.
Okay.
Does it
Thank
make
you.
sense?
Sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. So anyone else, or are you happy to go and do more exercises and share your pages with me by email? Yeah?
Yeah, I will send you the file, so maybe you can tell
I
me
will
what
try
is
to
wrong.
give you some ideas as well.
Thank you.
And for Caroline as well. And I really beg you, please share your Padlets. I want to see how it looks like now with your style. I want to see how it will change in a couple of weeks. And also it's a statement for you, because you will come back and see, oh my goodness, my page changed so much. This is how I started. I started with this small style and now it looks so different.
Hi, I just checked the site over there, and where do you want us to share the Padlet? Because on the for the
Yeah.
first week,
So if you could click on the week 3 section.
week 3, yes. Hold
Week
on, let
3.
me. I was just browsing there.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
week 3.
If you could go to a section where there are week 3 learning outcomes, because I included this
Yes.
exercise there asking you to start this week with showing us what did you learn with week 2 CSS style. Can
Yes.
you see the blue?
Yes, I can see the blue one. It says practical exercise.
Mhm.
Week 2. Hold on, week 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yes, week 2.
about your week 2, but we'll start week 3 with that, so you can compare and make sure you have done your style. So
So do you want us to share here our the screenshot? Because I saw many different kind of
Padlets.
comments here, so I thought it was something different. All right.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
can-
well, I think so. Yes, if you say it's in the section of
a section of week 3.
yeah, learning outcomes, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So you can see already Caroline shared her screen, so you can double click on it and see how her style changed her page already. Can you see Caroline there?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So just the picture, you attach picture to the top,
Okay.
to the top,
Yes.
and that's how we start.
Okay. Got it.
All right, thank you so much. And don't be afraid to contact me. I'm very keen. If you need some additional meetings, let me know. But I'm happy to check your files and give you some ideas too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.